Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged Show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time. We are currently at CoHarbor, our studio sponsor, right?
So beautiful.
Oh, what a wonderful
Love it.
place. We get such great feedback about them and what they're doing. What's so great about CoHarbor?
Yes. So the owner, Jeremiah Callahan's just phenomenal. His attention to detail from the sound, from the aesthetics, he even got me a little microphone holder for our live Instagrams, Frank. I mean, just the attention to detail to service the business owners here who work out of here is phenomenal.
And what you always feel welcomed here. You always feel a part of this community. It's the most welcoming place that I've ever engaged. And we have some amazing people that work out of here as well.
We do. And they actually have a greeting host, which is incredible during their peak hours.
What an idea, right?
Yes, but some of the people working out of here, you just want to be here just to say hi to them, like Chantel Bridges.
Ooh, and Melinda Joy Mingo.
Yes.
And our friend Tom
Carlson.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful people. And Lisa and I also engaged their facility in Denver called Coworking, which is a fantastic facility.
Gorgeous, yes. And we have to do a huge shout out for Alan Briggs.
Yes.
He is our right-hand man, especially in this podcast studio. He has given us great wisdom and insight on how to use all the bougie stuff that they have in here.
The bougie stuff. Yeah.
It is. It's high-end.
It is. It's wonderful. We're so blessed to be able to be here at CoHarbor. And you need to come in and do a 14-day free trial of this facility. Lisa, tell them a little bit about some of the great things that CoHarbor offers.
Yes. Well, their membership starts at $25 on up, and that gets them 24/7 access to a beautiful, gorgeous space. And not only that, Frank, you know what they have?
What?
Amazing pour-over coffee, which all of my friends love, and I love the tea. They have hot tea, and they have iced coffee, and they have sparkling water, all the things. It's so beautiful here, so come and check them out.
Well, come on down and join us at Corporate and Tech Center Drive. Beautiful location over here. You can't miss us. We're sponsored by the great Joshua Geary with Crescio. And Joshua just won Hispanic Rising Professional of the Year. Yay! Hey, he's been with us so long, and he is really produces and helps us with this show.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Crescio.
Yes, so Crescio, they offer pay what you can consultations, and they specialize in not only just Chat GPT, but they will work with your business to help you get sustainable and then leave and leave you successful. Their goal is not to stay with you forever. Their goal is to keep you moving with excellence.
Indeed. And AI is the rage right now. Joshua is an expert in AI, and he and his team can help you navigate the sometimes scary road of AI and what's happening, and deliver work with you that you won't have to worry about all the myths about AI. They know how it works for you. And what I do love, Lisa, about Crescio is the pay what you can consultations to the underserved southeast sector of our city, reaching out and trying to help people.
Absolutely. So check them out at Crescio.com.
Indeed. We're sponsored by Brandon Kirk from Planet Duck.
Yes, he's the owner of Planet Duct, and he has the largest vacuums, strongest vacuums. And what is his slogan again, Frank?
Yeah, they're stronger than the vacuum of space. And Brandon and his family, with his 3 children, are just incredible. I know them personally.
Me too.
We've had a great opportunity to know them. He's a great family man. 25 years, been married to, what is his wife's name? Gava?
And she's a beautiful artist, and yes, they have an amazing farm as well.
They do. And he loves Star Wars. So if you're into that scene, give Brandon a call. He loves Star Wars, all things Star Wars-y.
Yes,
Yeah.
Not only that, but he loves the Colorado Springs. His give back throughout all local businesses in town is amazing, and we sure do appreciate him in town. They do have the strongest vacuums in Colorado,
Indeed.
which will help you get amazing air quality for your home.
Indeed. They find all kinds of stuff in our vent systems. They've done my house as well, and so many of my friends.
Yeah.
They really are the cream of the crop when it comes to duct cleaning.
They are.
And one last thing, many of you didn't know this, but Brandon has mentored many small business people in this community.
Yes.
His give back to our community is exceptional. So make sure to look them up because they are
Stronger than the vacuum of space.
Yes, they are.
We are sponsored by the lovely, incredible Karen Butcher with Westco Insurance.
Yes, Karen is an amazing insurance agent doing home, casualty, all these different types of insurance. And here's the deal. She has some of the same customers that she had when she started 24 years ago. They're still engaging her this many years later, which means she has to have some incredible customer service and some attentive skills. Right?
To include me.
And me.
She's helped me a lot over the years.
She's
so we
incredible.
really appreciate Karen Butcher and all the wisdom and savviness that she has in the insurance industry. So check her out, Karen Butcher, Westco Insurance.
Please. Yeah, welcome to the Be Encouraged show with Frank.
And Lisa.
We're so glad that you join us on Mondays and align with us in our goal of infusing hope and encouragement throughout the world.
That's right. We are now offering 2 free guests on our show every single Monday from 11 to 12 or 12 to 1 Mountain Standard Time. But we also have an amazing new venture that we've started this year, Frank.
Indeed. We have the free hug campaign that's starting that Lisa and I are going to go out in community, offer free hugs. Hugs have medicinal value that's really, really strong, and we want to use that to help humans.
Absolutely. And we are also going around the world on live Instagrams. So our ask of you is, if you know of any amazing business owners out in other countries or across the nation, please introduce them to us at lisa@beencouraged.net.
Yeah, make sure that you email her. Yes, and she'll get it done for us, and we'll make sure that we highlight your business. You know, really the value of this is exposure. We get the opportunity to expose your business to our growing audience and get so that you can be seen and people can engage your business.
And we do offer sponsorship levels starting at $50 on up. So depending on how much marketing you have in your budget, we would love to help you get maximum exposure both on our website as well as our show.
Indeed. We love humans here at the Be Encouraged show, and the reason we exist is to create value for you.
The real value of sponsoring our show is joining us on our mission to infuse hope and encouragement throughout the world.
Aligning missional values is very important to us, and we are looking for businesses that align with us and our values and what we're trying to give out to the world.
Yes, this is about social impact,
Indeed.
Frank.
We know how important that is in this community and around the world. So join us in our mission to create social impact for your business. Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time. We are currently at CoHarbor, our studio sponsor, right?
So beautiful.
Oh, what a
Love
wonderful
it.
place. We get such great feedback about them and what they're doing. What's so great about CoHarbor?
Yes. So the owner, Jeremiah Callahan's just phenomenal. His attention to detail from the sound, from the aesthetics, he even got me a little microphone holder for our live Instagrams, Frank. I mean, just the attention to detail to service the business owners here who work out of here is phenomenal.
And what you always feel welcomed here. You always feel a part of this community. It's the most welcoming place that I've ever engaged. And we have some amazing people that work out of here as well.
We do. And they actually have a greeting host, which is incredible during their peak hours.
What an idea, right?
Yes, but some of the people working out of here, you just want to be here just to say hi to them, like Chantel Bridges.
Ooh, and Melinda Joy Mingo.
Yes.
And our friend Tom
Carlson.
Yes, indeed. Wonderful people. And Lisa and I also engaged their facility in Denver called Coworking, which is a fantastic facility.
Gorgeous, yes. And we have to do a huge shout out for Alan Briggs.
Yes.
He is our right-hand man, especially in this podcast studio. He has given us great wisdom and insight on how to use all the bougie stuff that they have in here.
The bougie stuff. Yeah.
It is. It's high end.
It is. It's wonderful. We're so blessed to be able to be here at CoHarbor. And you need to come in and do a 14-day free trial of this facility. Lisa, tell them a little bit about some of the great things that CoHarbor offers.
Yes. Well, their membership starts at $25 on up, and that gets them 24/7 access to a beautiful, gorgeous space. And not only that, Frank, you know what they have?
What?
Amazing pour-over coffee, which all of my friends love, and I love the tea. They have hot tea, and they have iced coffee, and they have sparkling water, all the things. It's so beautiful here, so come and check them out.
Well, come on down and join us at Corporate and Tech Center Drive. Hi, guys. Welcome to the Be Encouraged Show with Frank
and Lisa.
We are so incredibly happy to have you here on Monday. We call it Motivation Monday, right, Liz?
We sure do.
Are you motivated?
I'm motivated.
She's motivated. So I am so glad to hear that. We got a couple of great people on the show. Guests.
We're the hosts.
We're the hosts?
Yes.
Okay.
We're the hostess with the mostest.
That's exactly right. Yeah. Guests with the less.
Oh my gosh, that's not a thing.
It is so awesome being here. Melanie Sanchez is with us and going through 12 surgeries and some medical and mental health issues, healing, graduating from Charis Bible College and all the things that she's been through. She has a story, ladies and gentlemen. So we are glad to have Melanie and Analiese with us today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we provide a platform for entrepreneurs and community-focused individuals to expand their reach and create a positive impact in the Colorado Springs community. And we're joining you live from Colorado Springs with some amazing guests. If you want to join us internationally, please go to our website and select International via Instagram to join us live from anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world. And today's show, as always, is sponsored by Cressio, who offers to help entrepreneurs with pay what you can contributions.
Consultation. Did you say pay what you can?
I did.
Ooh, pay what you can
consultation. To understand AI agents and use them to increase your sales and lower your overhead. Visit Cressio.com to learn more and check out the flyer that we provided for you guys. There's Analiese right now.
All right.
So
she is sliding. Hello, Analiese.
Hello.
All right. So now it's my favorite time to introduce the guest, Frank.
Yes, do that.
All right. So to my right is the panel host, Miss Melanie Sanchez. So she is starting up a nonprofit called Learning to Shine with the Unstoppable and a for-profit called Unstoppable Living, where they're wanting to help people become unstoppable when life gets lifey. I love that. When life gets lifey. Using coaching tools and not to help process through, but to move forward. They're in the startup phase, building a team, and they're working on a limited number of clients at the moment as they build.
Right.
So hit them up if you're in need of that. And then to her right is Miss Analiese Barns.
Hello.
Hi, welcome.
Welcome. She is the beloved daughter of the Most High. She's the oldest daughter of her earthly parents, Sophia Green and Mark Barnes, a mother of a 7-year-old, Azariah. She currently works as a marriage and family therapist candidate in Colorado Springs and serves on the Sanctuary Church teaching team. And she enjoys visiting family in Jamaica, having game nights with family and friends, watching a good movie or a great book with Tequino in here?
Ticino. It's an alternative coffee.
Oh, it's a type of coffee?
It's an alternative coffee, so it's just herbs, right? There's no caffeine.
Okay, like tea. Yeah, okay. I'm a tea drinker. I love tea.
You need to become a Ticino.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Delicious.
Does it have a coffee taste?
Yeah, and they come in all different. They have an almond amaretto. They have a vanilla nut. They've got an hazel. They're delicious.
Yeah, indeed. I'm not a tea person myself. Give me old coffee all day long, and I am good to go. But I really like cream and sugar, but it looks weird drinking that by itself. So I have to throw coffee in.
Yes.
Right. Welcome, guys.
And she forgot to mention that she's an author, too.
Oh,
Yeah. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
so we're
so
going
good
to
about
take
that.
a look at some, from one author to another.
Yeah.
Look at some books that she has available as well. So thank you guys for being with us today.
Thank you, ladies.
And I might as well throw this out. Both these young ladies are part of the church that I attend, the Sanctuary Church. And Analiese rocked the message yesterday with her bad self. It's going down like you mean it, right? That was so awesome. It was so good. So first of all, Analiese, Melody is our, finally got Melody.
Yes.
This was a trial and tribulation getting her on the show, first of all. We've been working on this for months, right? Yeah.
God's timing, though.
Yes, exactly.
It's God's timing because the idea went from one thing in December to a whole wider perspective.
It can, but we have to be careful that we don't overthink these things, because what we're doing is just trying to help you get out to the public an opportunity for them to know who you are. So why don't you do that for a minute? Share with people, who is Melanie Sanchez?
Who's Melanie? So, I've gone through so many different things. And what it comes down to is God's love just keeps giving me back up. No matter what struggle I've gone through, it's just, I've got wanted to give up. And every time I throw up my hands, there was one time I threw up my hands and God said, stop that. Every time you throw up your hands, it gives the devil hope. And I didn't die on the cross to give him hope. I died on the cross to give you hope. So you need to knock it off. I was just like,
wow. Yes, sir.
So every time I get discouraged, every time I want to stop or give up, there's one miracle that happened in my life. And I was remembering this yesterday, and it was the one miracle that was at the very beginning of this journey after graduating Bible college 25 years ago. And that was, I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And this brain tumor, I lived with this diagnosis for a year. And they said it was like on my tongue, which my mom, it was funny, but I looked at my mom, and when they told me it was on my tongue, I looked at my mom, I go, you wouldn't mind having that surgically removed? And my mom looked at me, and she's like, you don't know. She doesn't have a problem with that, because I talk. And a year later, they told me it was disappeared. So load off my mind.
Wow.
Wow.
Just a load off my mind.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yesterday, it's just like, that causes me not to worry about anything that happens after that. Every time something happens after that, if he could do that, he could take care of everything else. So
Very
the
good.
pain that I go through now with dislocating fingers, what I go through with my back or my legs dislocate coming out of the sockets and stuff, if he could take a brain tumor disappear and he loves me that much that he doesn't want any of that stuff to happen, that kind of love, the rest of it's just a nuisance.
Yes.
So he
Well,
keeps
that's a
me
great
acceptable.
high-level explanation of some of the things that we do. We want to make sure God's glorified
Oh,
in the midst
yeah.
of this. But what helps our audience is knowing some of our story, though. We want to create some Me Too moments here. So coming up, tell us a little bit about you, coming up in life, family, et cetera, et cetera.
Are you from here?
I'm from, I was born on Vandenberg Air Force Base.
Oh, California, yeah.
I was an Air Force wife for 10 years, so yeah, my daughter, I had my daughter Brooklyn in San Luis Obispo, and we lived on Vandenberg. Yeah.
My wife's from
nice.
San Luis Obispo.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I was in
wow.
the Air Force as well.
Oh,
That's how I
okay.
got here, yeah.
Yeah. So my dad was a part of the space shuttle
Yeah.
Ah.
in the
Very
early
cool.
days and stuff. So I grew up like with the Earth and the orbit thing and the windows where the shuttle would enter in, and I remember like the having tiles from the shuttle. I remember I have a memory, like a video, and I could see things, and I still have memories of all that.
Yeah.
And we had like dried food that they would eat in the shuttle when they're up
Right.
in space.
Did
And
you ever try it?
yeah, that was disgusting.
Disgusting. I would imagine. Yeah. Space food.
Yeah. Oh, that was gross. So I grew up with that stuff. We were raised Catholic. I have a brother. So we were raised Catholic and stuff. And with, we were raised, my parents both worked. And so I had hardworking parents. My dad worked his way up the ladder to the point where he was answering to colonels and generals and stuff. And I saw a hardworking father. He earned his bachelor's degree. Associates when I was graduating from high school. My dad graduated from a bachelor. I have a photo of my dad and I in cap and gown together.
That's
Isn't
so
that
awesome.
cool?
That is so
So
cool. Yeah.
I learned how to be unstoppable from my father.
That's amazing.
You know,
That's
and I learned from my mom because we always went to see her family and stuff. So I learned from my mom that family is everything. You
That's a
know,
lot.
and it's not things or wealth or anything like that. That's just, that can just waste away, but family is everything.
Right on. Thank you, Melanie. You know, Analiese, I've known you for about 18 months now. Not known you, because we've never had a one-on-one time together. But seeing your family, being a part of the same family as well. Tell people a little bit about your story, my friend.
So we got a little bit in the introduction, but I actually was born to teenage immigrants, Jamaican immigrants. Was born in Miami, and about 9 months after that, I was caught in a house fire. In the house fire, my mom had laid me down for a nap, and things went sideways. It wasn't quite a nap. There was a candle that came in. The window blew the curtains onto the candle. Everything went up into flames. And, you know, and from there, that's where my fight for survival started.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I was 9 months old.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
Did your mom rescue you?
my mom rescued me after muscling off her sister, who she was convinced that I was dead. She said, Analiese, she's not alive. And she started to hold my mom down, and my mom fought her sister off in a towel, left the towel, ran in a burning room naked. She followed my breathing to my body because it was so dark she couldn't see anything. And when she got to me, the sponge pillow that she had surrounded me with to keep me from falling on the floor, that stuck to the right side of my body. When she ripped it off, all of the skin on the right side came with it, including my scalp. She pulled it off and she ran across the street to her best friend's house, whose mom was an ICU nurse, who knew to submerge me in cold water until the ambulance came.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Tell us, coming out of that, what are you now, 30?
37.
37? Yeah, so you're younger than my youngest daughter.
Okay.
Yeah. So 37 years old now, and I know people are sitting on the edge of their seats right now going, how did you navigate life after? Tell us about the challenge of navigating life after that.
You know what? Because of the fact that the plastic surgeon that met us in the in the ICU that day, he actually wasn't he wasn't living there. He was coming through and he passed through his alma mater on his way to a missions trip in Kingston, Jamaica.
Are you serious?
It just happened by happenstance. We our paths collided. He had a 10-month-old daughter. I was 9 months old. As soon as he saw me, he worked on me as though he was saving the life of his daughter. And so that in itself was just the hand of God moving in. Could you imagine? Moving forward, he ended up going to open a practice up in Pennsylvania, and the doctor who he referred me, my mother to, treated her in an unkind way. He treated her, as though she was an immigrant. She was 17 years old. And
your mom was only 17 when you were born?
She was only 17 when I was born. She was a baby, right?
I know her mom too.
Yeah.
What a beautiful lady. Yeah.
And there's a whole backstory to that, but she ended up telling Dr. McCafferty, listen, I can't go see that guy. I've got to come to where you are. And he says, well, you're going to have to move to Pittsburgh. And so 2 years later at 19, she takes me, who's 2, and she travels across the country, leaves her beloved behind, which was my dad, and starts a new life outside of everything she'd ever known.
Wow.
We ended up doing reconstructive surgeries. Dr. McCafferty got me hooked up with Social Security. He got me hooked up into a Catholic school. And we started life in Pittsburgh. For the next 7 years, I would stay there and front load probably about 25 surgeries to reconstruct my scalp, my right arm, my leg. A lot of reconstruction went on in my face. And it wasn't a hard time at all, but I mean, I'm so grateful that that divine connection was made, because it changed the course of my life.
Changed the course of our lives.
Yes.
Pain, I tell you, it just continues to reaffirm how God uses pain to create purpose in our lives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What a story. We'll get back to you because you rock. You know what, Melanie? I wanted to use this quote with you because my partner here is not feeling very good today. So I'm just rocking.
Yeah,
this. Let me know when you want to jump in, okay? Or if you do. She got a sinus infection.
I just have a sinus.
So she is working through.
Yes,
way to be
I'm
awesome.
here. Thank you.
Yeah, so she's trying to make it through anyway. I know you probably heard this quote from Robert Frost, and it says, I should be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in the wood, and I took the road less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Melanie Sanchez, what is your road less traveled?
Tears me up. I could have given up, but after the one surgery, the first surgery, I had a spinal cord tumor, and that was a journey. That one, I had a car accident, and they had to remove 3 vertebrae, part of the skull, to go after the tumor. It was supposed to be a 5-hour surgery. It was a 9-hour surgery. And I was in the hospital for 16 days, 2 days in the ICU, 3 days in recovery, and then somewhere at night, it was a long journey, but they discovered I had a seizure disorder. And I had a seizure since I was 14, and they never could figure it out. But they didn't know my story. And nobody knew my story. But as we found out as time, because they told me, you need to go to counseling and stuff, and we found out, and I found out, I was brutally raped as a child. Now, I had the videos playing for years. I never forgot. I have a memory. I have a memory that remembers everything. I remember details, as you saw, and I remembered all these videos, and I saw the abuse, but I had wrong terms, wrong vocabulary, and so I had the vocabulary of a child, and so in the process, after they told me I had these seizures, through sign language, I realized that was brutal rape. And it was from the time I was 8 until I was 11. And then, so as I was healing, and they told me I had these seizures, they said, you will never come out of seizures. You'll always have them, and you'll just learn tools. God had different plans. Those tools took 7 really hard years. But I learned, and with the help that God sent me, I walked right out of those seizures. 21 years ago, this month, those seizures stopped.
Wow.
So it's been 18 years this month.
That's incredible.
This month is the anniversary. So it was that walk that makes this real, being unstoppable. I couldn't have done it otherwise. So it took that surgery, and that surgery, oh my goodness, I had 5 things happen. Knees, back, shoulder, neck, brain tumor, bipolar, in 5 months. 5 months, come on, really? And then I had my knees, 2 surgeries on my knees, 2 surgeries on my back. The spine, I don't remember, there was so much. So I had 5 surgeries
How
in
old
2
were you
years.
at this point? Were you an adult or?
Oh yeah, I had just graduated from Bible college. I had a daughter. I'm a single mom. My daughter's now 31. So I had a child at 20, and then I met her father. I wasn't married and stuff, and there was a whole situation towards that. And so, but she's the reason why I came to know the Lord.
Yeah.
And she saved my life in so many ways and stuff, and she changed my life. And
I have a daughter named Truly Grace Sinclair, and my daughter was a meth addict when she was pregnant with her. Yeah, and that baby saved her life. Saved her life. And her first name's Truly, her middle name's Grace. And that was truly the grace that helped my daughter get on track. Yeah, 15 years ago. She's 15 years old now. Yeah, praise God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, we could not have these ladies in here today, Lisa, without, you know, talking about the genesis of your relationship with Christ right now. Analiese, when did that happen? Tell us about, when did the Lord get a hold of that heart of yours?
You know what, Frank? It's interesting. From the very beginning, there has just always been, I grew up in a spiritual household with my grandmother being an elder. I remember, and I wrote it in my book when I was 2 years old, I stood in the corner and I was crying, pointing to the corner, and my mom's just like, what's wrong with you? Stop, you know, and trying to calm me down. And my grandmother turns to her and says, you don't see it. And she said, sees what, Mom? What do I not see? And my grandmother started to rebuke a demon right there in the corner. I would see into the spirit as early as I could remember. And so because of the fact that I had this ability, this gifting to see in the spirit, I was so aware of God. If there was this dark presence around, surely there was a God that was mightier. And I had to always go back to the Lord just for reassurance. When I got scared, like I'm seeing this, and so there was always an awareness to know that God was real. And my grandmother made it very clear. She said, your job, and I think it was probably when I was like 3 or 4, your job is to intercede for your family. Your job is to pray. Wow. And I took it so seriously every night for as long as I can remember. I prayed and I covered my family. And I remember putting in a little piece of a deliverance prayer. And what my deliverance prayer was back when I was probably like 5 or 6 was, and no special monsters, amen.
Love it.
And that was
So
just
great.
like, but just the part of me seeing in the spirit and not knowing what to do with that. No
Right.
special monsters,
No
God.
special
Don't let them become special. Don't let them recur, right?
Mm-hmm.
And allow them access to me to where, they take up residence in my space. And so I've been walking with the Lord for as long as I can remember, and I would say it's not even necessarily something that I chose to do. I feel like God chose me.
Well, that's what the Bible says. He chooses us.
Yes.
Yeah, so isn't that amazing how that happened?
Yeah.
And when did you know that you had this gift of teaching? Because we see prophecy has always been a part of your gifting and calling. When did you know that teaching gift was active in your heart and life?
Teaching. I would say when I was in college, I would have dreams that my sister was, this is terrible, that she was in a cage, right? They locked my sister away, and she transformed into a dog. And I just remembered in the dream, they weren't feeding her the right food. And what it was they were giving her dog food when she needed steak. And that was the dream I'd gotten. It was so strong. And so immediately I understood that the spiritual level of whatever it was, whoever the Bible teacher, Sunday school teacher, they weren't feeding her at the level that she needed. She needed food that adults eat. She needed steak. So when I came home from college every summer and during the breaks, I would become the Bible school teacher for whatever the church was. Somehow there was always a grace that any leadership team that that I had somehow connected with, they were just so open and allowing me in and allowing me out. It was such a blessing of God, right? And I think it comes with a discernment, right, in church.
Yeah.
Let this one have open access. She needs to deposit things, and she's got to go back to school.
Right.
And they did that. And so I was able to be my sister's Bible teacher all through her middle school and high school years. And so in the dream, after I gave her the steak, just the word of God, and she transformed into a lion.
Aww.
And so I knew that there was something about teaching just because of the fact that she was my first little disciple.
Yeah.
Right? And
She was just married
love
recently,
that.
right?
yes, and yeah.
Is she here locally?
Yes.
She's in our church.
Yes.
How did you end up in Colorado?
So my mom was military, and she retired here.
Oh, okay.
And so back when they were stationed in Italy, Vicenza, they ended up getting orders to come back to the States, and she came to Colorado, and by that time I was in El Paso. And she said, hey, I'm getting a house in Colorado. Do y'all want to move out to El Paso? And at the time, my husband were like, yeah, let's do it. And so we all lived in a multi-generational home for a good amount of time, and we're still here.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. How long has that been?
8, almost 9 years
Almost
in
9
September.
years now. Yeah. Is Sanctuary the only church you've been to since you was here?
No, we've been around. We've been around to different churches for sure.
Yeah.
A couple. We went. We traveled around, but during COVID, it took a kind of a hit. And then after that, I just was watching sermons at home for about a year. And then my sister, Zaria, she ended up finding, she was part of a group called MOG, the Move of God, who needed a cover, and Dr. E was the one who was able to say, hey, come into the space, and she was serving at Ragamuffin after I think she met a woman at a coffee shop, and they were reading the same book, and so my mom started to volunteer at Ragamuffin, and I started to get jealous. My mom and my sister were meeting up every Sunday, and they were going to serve, and I was thinking, okay, I want to be in, okay, this is not okay for me anymore. So I started serving at Ragamuffin, and one morning I heard this beautiful music, and I didn't know where it was coming from, and so I had no idea it was attached to a church. I started to follow the music, went right into the main sanctuary, and then I would just go to the sanctuary every Sunday and just listen to worship and leave. For months on end, I would just go just listen to worship, and then I would leave. And then finally, the Lord told me to take my mask off, and I sat in service, and He exposed me, and that's when I felt like He was saying, "You are going to teach here. You're not going to hide."
Yeah.
That's
Thank
cool.
God. I'm glad he didn't let you hide.
So how did you do that? Because a lot of people are told to do that and they don't do it. So how did you get the courage to do that, and what did you do about it?
You know what? I don't even think it was so much as anything in my own strength. I just remember when he told me, take your mask off, and I just remember seeing in the spirit the mask get peeled off of me, just in me saying, I'm just not going to run. I'm not going to run from this. I'm going to stay rooted and grounded here. And that's when, you know, I don't know how the Dr. E's wife, Cindy, heard I had a book. She read it and was like, hey, we would love for you to share your testimony. And I said, okay, and kind of made a joke afterwards about about a mic. And one of the teachers turned and was like, hey, Analiese, which mic are you going to use? And I said, there's only one mic I can use, a handheld mic. The other earpiece is white. I said, surely I can't wear a white.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's for and so I turned to Dr. E and I was like, you might have to get a different type, and you might have to get a brown ear mic. And he's like, then you might have to be a part of the teaching team for me to do that.
Oh.
Challenge, right?
I love Dr. E.
Isn't he
He's
just
cool
so
like that,
smooth?
though.
Yeah, and so challenge accepted,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? It really is. Yeah, he is quite an unusual leader.
Yes.
He is. I'm so,
So
thankful
dynamic.
for that.
Yes.
Yeah, we need different ones. So, Melanie, tell us about your nonprofit that you're forming.
So the nonprofit that I'm forming is, I had a hard time feeling like charging people for coaching them to help them step out of their struggles, because it's so, I had coaches in my life to help me, and I had to pay for that coaching. And I was working at Little Caesars after not being able to work for 10 years. I lived in a basement with my parents and stuff, and I eventually ended up getting out finally and working in a Little Caesars. And it was me going every single day and buying Crazy Bread. And the owner there would get to know me. And one day I was just like, I need to get a job and stuff. And he's shuffling through going, well, what kind of job are you looking for? And I was just like, administration, that's what I've been doing and stuff. He's like, oh, I'll just keep an ear for you. And I go home and God goes, go ask for a job. I was like, oh, okay. So I get dressed up nice. Well, not too nice because it's a Little Caesars.
Yeah.
Went back and I said, hey, are you, I'll hire you. I didn't even get the full sentence out. And I went to work for him and then ended up with a coach at a gym because my doctor said with my knee out, you need to get a pool membership and you need to do this. And I ended up with a coach, and this coach said, write down something you wish you would be able to do in a year. And she said that, and I was like, and I wrote down, I would like to just plan out taking hikes.
Oh.
And much like a year later, I found that book and I was reading through it, and I've already taken 3 hikes. I was just like, how
cool.
did that happen?
Yeah.
How? And she explained, you were taking little steps and all of a sudden you were doing those things. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the things I had written down on that, I was reading, I was like, I'm doing that, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. I'm like, how? Because every step you take, you set these dreams,
yes.
and the person, a coach, takes these dreams and they're already inside you. Mm-hmm. And you draw a coach draws these dreams out of you. It's already in you.
Yeah.
You just draw these dreams out of them by asking them questions and coaxing them out. Yeah. And we're not doing anything. We're just talking and asking questions. And then you ask them to put things down And then you say, what do you think would help you get there? And what do you want to do to get there? And what are you willing to do? And then you hold them accountable. I'm not really doing anything other than asking them, what are you willing to do? And
So you're a coach?
Yeah.
I know, I'm
I'm a
trying
health,
to figure out.
yeah,
I'm
I'm the
trying
health
to
and well,
extract.
yes, I'm the health and well-being coach.
Yes.
Okay.
And this is as a result of me eating 4 sugar donuts, 2 boxes of cookies, and a half-gallon of ice cream one time on the way to church, and on the way home to church, I ended up going into anaphylactic shock.
Oh, wow.
Taken by ambulance to the
sugar's no
hospital.
joke.
No.
Yeah.
And nobody knew at this point that I was a sugar addict. I didn't even know there was such a thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how I ended up at the Sanctuary Church. And they have an addiction program. And I went there for 3 years for this. And God got a hold of me instead of for the sugar addiction. He got a hold of me on the addiction to prescription pain meds. Percocet, Flexeril, Tramadol, Lorazepam, all at the same time
Oh, goodness.
for back pain.
Yeah.
I have 2 fabricated discs. I've had 2 back surgeries. And they go through the front, move all your organs, do the replacement, and I had 2 separate ones. And so I ended up at the Sanctuary for those addictions instead of the sugar addictions. He dealt with the sugar addictions much later, a different way. So I got introduced there much later that I was going to another church. Then I came back later. The first sermon I heard at the Sanctuary Church was her testimony.
Aww.
Wow.
You didn't even know that?
I had no idea. Wow.
Hers was the first testimony I
love
heard.
it.
And I was just like, I'm coming to church here
First sermon
now.
I ever heard was you.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I need to hear you, apparently. I feel left out now.
I don't know. Those first ones weren't.
We're,
kinda
we're
cringe.
still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't
Yeah.
run. They
This is
stayed.
true. Thanks be to God. He's the one who kept y'all there.
Those first sermons, man.
You should be speaking more and more and more, not just at the sanctuary.
Wow.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
you
yeah.
you'd be
I
speaking
agree.
like TED Talks and stuff. Sorry.
So Melanie, I love your story, but real quick, just to simplify, let's dumb it down like real what your services are.
Yeah.
So that our
The
listeners,
value.
yes.
Yeah, I know.
So tell them exactly what is it that you're offering.
So I've come up. There's a system. It's called the Unstoppable Method, and it's like helping people come up with a vision of their own, from their own world. I'm not professional in their life. They are. Coming up with helping them draw that out, and then helping them see what can you do or what do you see helping you get there, and then helping them break that down into steps, and then what are you willing to do to get there, what do you think those steps are, and then hold them accountable to reach those steps, and then take those steps forward.
Is it life coach or business coach? Or
It's
both? Or
Like,
it's life coaching.
life,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm certified to do that and stuff. People hear health and well-being coach and they think, oh, it's diet and no, it's really coaching. It's in all areas, spiritual,
and
physical.
there's different modalities. So
Yeah.
you doing what you specifically were designed to do.
Yeah.
Right. So
Trauma,
coaching.
addiction.
Yeah, we have to stop around 11:47 by that
okay.
clock because we have another show coming
Oh,
in.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
tell us about your books, marriage and family counseling as well. So, tell us a little bit about books in your space.
Yes.
Yeah, so when I was about 24 years old, I went to a conference. Me and the pastor's wife of the church back then, we were best friends. I had a friend group. I was in my early 20s, and I had a friend group of women in probably like their late 40s, 50s, into 60s. Those were my homies. And they were just who I connected with. And so I would always go places with her that the pastor just didn't want to go to, and so it'd be me and her in their seat. And I went to a conference, and a woman turned to me and she says, "Oh, a prophet." She says, "You have a book." And I said, "Okay." And she says, "And your face is on the cover." And I said, okay. And I went back to school, and during my planning period, I heard the Holy Spirit say, you're getting too comfortable. And immediately I knew I need to start writing this book. And I went on a fast. I fasted my two favorite things, candy and chicken wings. And for 16 days straight, I went home and I wrote. I had sharpened pencils and I wrote 2.5 weeks. I wrote See His Glory. And basically the reason why I had written it was because there were no books back then that I was able to teach that covered narrative, a narrative story that implemented all the parts of speech, all of the different points of view. They didn't have any dialect, so I put dialect in the book. Everything that the curriculum was missing, I just added to my book, and by expressing my story. And so by expressing that I was, a burn survivor with my mom, facing things like suicide and depression, dealing with bullying, things like abstinence, virginity, all those things I covered for that age group, right? And then once I'd finished the book, the Lord ended up opening up a door, and I stepped out of teaching. So I thought originally it was for them, but realized that maybe it's for,
Yeah. What are the names of your books?
So See His Glory, and that's what the woman said. She said, you have a book, it's called See His Glory, and your face is on the cover. So that's exactly what I did.
Is that your life story?
So this is my testimony, and this is the part one of it. And then Secret Place is the second half of my testimony. Yeah, and this is more of a journal. So I kind of published a little bit about my journal during that time. Yeah.
And so we're waiting for the third book.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm telling her I'm jotting things down, but currently I'm a marriage and family therapist. I have been for about 3 years now. I'm waiting to get licensed. It's supposed to be the next 2 weeks. I'll be licensed, MFT.
Are you going to do a private practice?
So right now I'm thinking about working remotely on some of the different online platforms, but eventually, definitely going into my own private practice is the dream.
All right, awesome.
All right. Yes,
your
it is that
turn.
time.
Yeah.
So as you know, our whole mission is to infuse hope and encouragement to the world. So we are going to start with you, Melanie, since you're the panel host. We'd like you to look at that camera and encourage the world, and then let them know how to reach you.
In 30 to 45 seconds. That camera.
Go.
No matter what your struggles are, no matter what you're going through, no matter what your past is, you don't have to stay there. Life gets lifey, and you can become unstoppable. And I'd like to help you, or my team likes to help. And we're building that team, so if you want to join my team, that would be great. If you need the services, please, that's what we do. Go to Learning to Shine with the Unstoppable on Facebook. We'll be announcing on there when the website's up. But please join our team or come get our services, but never give up because your future is bright.
Oh, that was beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Same thing.
My turn.
With that
Yes.
camera.
Alrighty. Just like I put in the beginning of my book, when my mom was 19 years old, suffering from depression, and she was writing her own suicide letter. She was planning on ending her life. And in one instant, God changed it. And in her decision, she also made mine. Any time that you're feeling broken and you're feeling discouraged and you're feeling disempowered, know that it's just a moment, because there's something so much better for you. And then there are forces that don't want you to get out of that darkness. But if you could make it to the other side, there's so many seeds, so many trees on the inside of you that are waiting to blossom, waiting to bloom. I would encourage you just to give them a chance. And again, like Melanie said, never give up. Know that you are not alone. And more than anything, that there is a love that is waiting and wanting and believing in you.
Indeed. Beautiful.
How do they reach you, or grab
Do
your
you
books?
want-
Yeah, so my books, and See His Glory and Secret Place, they are located on Amazon.com right now. If you'd like to email me, you can find me at Analiese.Barns@gmail.com, and you can give me an email, and we'd love to have a conversation. And a spelling?
Yep. There we go.
Awesome. Thank you
That is
so much,
so
ladies.
incredible.
This is great.
Well, this is show one of the Be Encouraged show with Frank and Lisa today. We're so glad. We hope that you're encouraged. I'm encouraged by the conversation with these two amazing ladies. Thank you both for being a part of our show. And we'll be back with show two soon.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on the show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Hello, I'm Frank, and this is
Lisa.
We want to welcome you to the Be Encouraged show, where each week we reach an audience of 45,000 potential listeners
And growing.
across our social platforms and guest networks. Our mission is simple yet profound: to spread hope and encouragement, connecting our audience with stories that uplift and inspire.
So, whether you're a business owner looking to expand your reach or someone eager to share your journey of impact, our platform is designed to highlight the positive differences we can all make.
Getting involved with our show is easy and rewarding. First, you get to be a guest on this show. This is a fantastic opportunity for brand recognition as you share your story with our engaged listeners.
And Frank and I are now offering Q&A Mastermind monthly sessions. And these are not just informative experiences, but we actually help with your business on strategic insights and provide a supportive group setting.
Oh, yes, we do, don't we? And if you're looking to drive targeted lead generation, consider sponsoring our show. We offer multiple tiers and customizable options to fit your marketing needs perfectly.
We have had over 350 guests, and they have been able to brand themselves and share all the goodness that they are doing here in community.
And it's not just about numbers. Our approach opens up a space for vulnerability, helping our guests genuinely connect with audiences. This authentic interaction is a powerful catalyst for community and business growth. Take, for example, we have partners here at Be Encouraged, and since getting involved with our platform, they've seen a staggering 900% growth in just 7 months here in the Springs.
So if you're ready to make a significant impact, join us today at beencouraged.net.
And let's make the world a more hopeful and connected place, one story at a time.
From my dad's 40-year grind as an immigrant mechanic to personal traumas such as my mom's suicide attempts, I know life's hurdles. That's why Crescio's mission is to empower the underprivileged right here in Colorado Springs. Are you struggling with sales? We'll help with leads and conversions. Or are you overwhelmed? We'll help with automating your tasks and optimizing your business for staffing. Are you ready to transform? Scan today to start.
Welcome back to the Be Encouraged show. I'm Frank.
I'm Lisa.
We're so glad to have you on this Monday afternoon. It is Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Came so quick, didn't it?
It is, yeah. And as always, we want to thank our platinum sponsor, Crescio, for the show, and Joshua Geary. When you get a pay what you can consultation with them, you can learn how to leverage AI agents to penetrate the noisy market, lower your overhead, and increase your sales. Who doesn't want that, right?
Exactly.
Visit Crescio.com to learn more and check out the flyer that we provided for you guys. Take those with you if you would, please.
Thank you.
You bet.
All right, so we have a couple of our VetNet members in the house today. I'm super excited to introduce them. So to my right is the beautiful Suzanne Hogan.
You're sweet.
Look at those eyes.
She's been on our show a couple of times already, and we're in a new year, so we've got a new Suzanne. And she's an awesome realtor with 2 amazing children. She loves traveling, exploring new places, and meeting new people, and helping people with their travels too.
And purchasing of their home.
Yes, exactly. And then, of course, Mr. Eric LaLone.
That's right.
All right.
What a name.
Yeah, I like that. LaLone.
I'm not beautiful.
Yeah.
No.
He is a professional educator who has made it his life's mission to empower, inspire his students to reach their full potential. And he is the director of FearNOBully. He is pushing the envelope the way no other nonprofit is doing by teaching that it's all right to fight back against bullies because nobody has the right to hurt you.
That's right.
What
I
a
love that.
tagline.
Yeah,
right?
that's so
Nobody
great.
has the right.
That's so good.
That is, unless you're on the other end of the fighting back, right?
You know what, though? We go through I've got a whole step process that we go through to make sure they deserve it.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's interesting because Frank, he grew up under a father who was the town bully. So this is going to be an interesting conversation unpacking this, right?
Yeah, a little bit
Yeah,
different.
because you were little,
Yeah.
but he was respected because his dad was the town bully.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kept people off me. I was
Yeah.
14.
Well, that was good.
When I was in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I was a little guy. Yeah. I was only 130 pounds when I went in the Air Force. So, and I was 5'9" by then.
Yeah.
So little guy. 100 pounds later, I'm rocking it.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, Colorado Springs.
Well, Eric and Suzanne, thank you for jumping in, coming on our show.
Yes.
Quite well.
Short notice and
Yes.
stuff.
Well, thank you for
planning.
having me.
So can we ask you anything?
I guess. I may not answer, but you can ask me anything. Eric doesn't know what to make of it yet.
Oh, no, I'm good. I'm fair game.
I personally haven't had a chance to do a one-to-one with you. Have you met with him yet?
No.
No.
Okay, so this will be fun.
Okay.
We get to unpack someone that we haven't unpacked yet.
Yeah, I'm starting.
Yeah, okay. So, Eric, I'll start with you since you haven't been on our show yet.
Go to it.
All right, so where are you from? Who's Eric? All the things. Like, start with you as a person.
Okay, so Eric LaLone, I grew up in Detroit. Okay, I came out here with the Army and ended
You grew
up.
up, wait a minute, I gotta stop you, man. You grew up in Detroit.
I did.
In the hood?
I mean,
It's suburbs of Detroit.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so I did,
Now better.
about 30 minutes outside of Detroit,
Yeah.
just to the west of Pontiac.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Are you have siblings?
oh geez, I've got one sister. My entire family is back in Detroit,
Yeah.
and I'm the only one who's left. So,
Oh, really?
Like I said, I came out here with the Army and decided to stick around.
What
so.
made you choose to go into the military?
I'd always wanted to go into the military. It was just a matter of which branch I was going to join.
Yeah.
So looking between the Marine Corps and the Army, and
Okay.
the Army was paying more for college, so
Nice.
I decided to go that route.
Oh, so you had a good head on your shoulders. Thinking
Tried to.
education first.
If I had that good of a head on my shoulders, I would have joined the Air Force. But
Well, that's true, but
You're welcome.
I know Frank.
yeah, no, you're absolutely correct. And I remember listening to people. I was 17 years old, turned 18 in basic training, and I wanted to do the whole combat arms type thing. So I went into the recruiter, and it's not as politically correct today, but give me all the jobs with the asterisk next to them. They're like, why is that? And I said, those are the ones women are allowed into. So and it was one of those things, combat arms. That's what I wanted. So
Give me the job with that.
like I said, that was
You're
30
telling
years
the
ago.
truth.
How did you know that?
What's that?
That the asterisk meant that?
It did.
how did
Women
you
not
know
How
allowed.
did you know that?
Well, because I researched.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you were a smart kid.
I tried to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Try to be.
nationality are you, Eric?
I'm French Canadian.
French Canadian.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, guy started his life in Detroit, outside of the hood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suburbs.
So
How long did you serve?
3 years. So that was my term. That was my term of enlistment. So came out here to Fort Carson and decided to stick around here. So I ended up opening up a martial arts school back in '98. And then have kind of branched out from there and
You have
gone
kids?
into it. What's that?
Kids?
I have two. I have a 20-year-old and a 23-year-old that are doing a lot better than I ever was at that age. They're both in college right now, and one just graduated and has got a full-time job there at the college now. So,
Oh my.
so yeah, he's doing well, and he's getting ready to turn professional in mixed martial arts. So he's got his first fight set up for June 28th here in town, but. We've been traveling all over the world.
Training under you? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've been traveling all over the world. He's a 2-time Pan American champion.
Wow.
So he,
Proud
so
Papa Bear.
I am. Yeah, I get to go with him on everything. So he just won that back down in Chile back in November, and then we were in Brazil 2 years before that. So,
That's
MMA?
What's that?
MMA?
Mixed martial arts. Yep.
Yeah.
So, but kickboxing is where he was the champion with. So he's gone on both of those. So.
The quality time is huge.
Oh, yeah, it's awesome.
Just remember that.
So, oh yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we get to travel the world. So we've been to
Very
Italy, Puerto Rico,
Heck
Portugal. So
Wow.
a lot of different places. Mexico last year, yeah.
Wow.
So
Yeah. So I just want to make sure I'm clear on transition here, because 3 years in the military, you were in Colorado. So you decided to stay here. What next steps? Did you go to martial arts school after that?
So no, I was in martial arts back in Detroit. I started
you
back
grew
in
up.
1982. I was 7 years old, and I started with that. And then I got into it out here and such. I was competing myself, kickboxing and such. So I went to school and I got my degree in criminal justice, which I've never used, but that's all right. So I wanted to be a cop, and we ended up doing a number of different things. I opened up my school in 1998, and then has slowly progressed from there, and moved to different locations and all that stuff, and then opened up Empower Training Center with my wife in 2016. And we were a martial arts school romance, so she's a black belt as well. So we got one of those, and then we transitioned it into the anti-bullying. As I was telling Suzanne before, it's just a natural progression. We were helping them out anyways. We might as well do it as a nonprofit and help even more kids. So.
Very nice.
Were you ever bullied?
Oh yeah, every kid's bullied.
Yeah.
Bullying never goes away. It's just one of those things.
Will.
It's almost like, and the way I kind of put it is, bullying is like traffic. You're never going to eliminate traffic. You just got to know how to traverse the road. So there's always going to be bullying out there, but you just got to know how to traverse it and make sure that everyone will be a target of bullying, but not everyone's going to be a victim. All right, victimhood is a mindset in my mind. Everyone will be a target, though. It's just a matter of how you deal with it.
Yeah, and there's different types. There's physical bullying, and then there's social bullying.
Oh yeah, you got the social.
Now you got the internet.
All the cyberbullying and such. So
yeah.
And the biggest thing is just kind of making sure that nobody has the right to hurt you.
Yeah.
And like I've said that you've heard it in the VetNet. If everyone fought back against bullying, there would be none.
Right.
So.
Well, calling them out, exposing them, saying it for what it is.
Oh yeah.
That alone, having the courage to do that, especially if you've been bullied as a kid and you're now an adult and witnessing it. How do you navigate that with your clients?
I'll take you right through. We go on a 5-step thing for all the kids. Okay, we hold our hand up. Okay, the first thing we do, we use our mind. Okay, so we use that first finger right there. Okay. If you see somebody, you try to go the other way. All right, you try not to engage with them. You try to make them laugh. You try to be friendly with them. That type of thing. You use your feet. Okay, if you see someone coming after you, move the other way. If you can't avoid them, or if you can't avoid them mentally, then you avoid them physically. Third thing is you use your words. Okay, you tell them, listen, this is unacceptable. I'm not looking to do this. I'm not going to put up with this, anything like that. You ask for help. Okay, so kids are always worried about being labeled as a tattletale, a snitch, anything like that, a rat. And so you go and ask for help. Hey, Mr. Sinclair, this kid keeps bothering me. Would you please help me? Okay, would you help me here? Okay, it's not, hey, I'm telling on this kid, but I'm asking you for some help, type thing. And then the last one, if all that fails, it's go time. All right, you've made a fist. That means it's time to physically defend yourself. Okay, and we are the only nonprofit that actually advocates for that. Sometimes that is. You think about it. If every kid fought back against bullying, it would not exist because they go after somebody else. And like I said, we take it into that whole 5-step process so that you've got a foundational set for not just going off on somebody, but, I've tried doing this and we documented all that thing. We've got documentation stuff on our website, everything, so that, parents can document it. Hey, listen, you need to fix this. Yeah. It's the school's obligation to make sure that kids are safe in their care.
Right.
All right. If they're not going to do that, my son or daughter is going to do that on their own. And make sure that they're in a safe environment. Okay. There's far too many kids that have gotten injured, that type of stuff, over schools not reacting to it.
Yeah. So you mentioned before the show that you knew Travis Hearn.
I do.
He was one of your students. Where was he? Was that in the military? Did you teach?
No, he was a martial arts student. He was a kickboxer
Here
of ours. Yeah.
In the
Here, we're talking 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
So,
right on.
and then, like I said, as I was researching the Be Empowered show, and I wanted to see what I was getting into and stuff. I saw that he was.
Show?
What's that?
Be encouraged.
Show?
That's what I said, didn't it?
No. Be Empowered.
Show.
That was me. I had to put that in there. We operate out of Empower Training Center. So the Be Encouraged show. Let's do it that way. We'll get that little dual little hook there. The Be Encouraged show. Excuse me, Frank. So as I was getting in there and researching that, I saw that he was on the show.
Yeah.
So I called him up. I was like, geez, I hope his number still works. Sure enough. So he called me back, and we're gonna hook up.
I love that.
So I told him he owed me a book.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
I have his book.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. So Suzanne.
Yes.
Yes, we've known you for a minute now.
Yeah, a few years.
It's been what, 3 years?
I think so, because I had moved down the end of 21.
Yeah, I met you right
and
away when
then,
you got here.
John had, I met you in Polka Dots, and then John Wilcox introduced us at the Heartland Connect, and then you got me coming to VetNet.
Yes, I did, and we are all the better for that.
Yes,
so thank you.
exactly.
Yeah, so I know you're a Florida State alum.
I
I
am.
won't hold that against you today. So, even though you guys sucked last year.
Oh my
We
God.
did.
Really feel.
I was so excited after the year before where we, went
You were
undefeated,
killing it.
and being the diehard alum that I am, bought tickets to the game last year, opening game in Dublin, Ireland. The trip was amazing, but the game not so much.
Yeah.
You went overseas to get the beat down.
And then it just kept continuing the rest of the season.
She be doing the same to me.
But Charlie Ward is back, so the Knowles will rise again.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Suzanne Hogan. I know it's been a while. Our audience really loves some backdrop of who are you?
I grew up in Florida, moved out to Colorado the end of 2016 with my now ex and my two amazing kids. They were in middle school and high school at the time.
Oh.
And I got into real estate. I was doing real estate in Florida, had just kind of was building my business and found out we were transferring out here. I love to travel.
You went through a divorce.
I did.
So you were married for quite a while, man.
Officially like 26, 27 years or something, but
Were you really?
yes,
Wow.
but we were separated and going, the divorce took a while or whatever.
Yeah.
We did celebrate number 25 or whatever, but so I'm
anniversary.
Yeah, I'm amazed when I see people that I have a client that they're getting ready to celebrate their 50th wedding anniversary, and I'm just like, that's just hard to believe, because I got married still pretty young. I was 23.
Yeah.
It wasn't, and to think people that, make it over 50 and above is just amazing.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
unfortunate that it has to be amazing.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it
but
should-
you're right.
It
You're
should
right,
be
yeah.
the norm,
Yeah,
but,
but it's not.
no.
No.
People
no.
don't follow the for better or worse.
No.
Things get tough, and most people don't put the effort into their marriage or their family that they do into other activities.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm a huge proponent for that. Well, I'm on my third marriage. Don't judge, Eric. You just met me. No, but with John's current husband. So with John, I was determined. We are working on this. I got us into therapy, after a year of marriage. We're working, and then I got myself into therapy as well, because I was noticing past triggers and stuff that I needed to heal from, and he's now learning things about himself that he needs to learn from too. And
Nice.
it's just, you're right. As a couple, if you need to be willing to put in the work, and a lot of people don't. John's a dance instructor, and
Right.
and so people don't. We get all the disasters now, all of a sudden, because they don't know what to do. They raise the kids, and now they're looking at each other like, well,
Now
I promised
what?
you I'd dance. So and that's and we have
Exactly.
so much fun doing that with couples.
Oh, that's nice.
But it's so beautiful to watch, because people realized, wow, I never put into the marriage all these years.
Right.
But now we see the ones that are trying to put in the effort.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's a thing.
Man, we hit a chord with her, didn't
Yes.
we? And I'm telling you.
Passionate about it.
Well, there's things that people are passionate about.
Absolutely.
And,
Yeah. I'm very married, so I'm
That's
passionate
good.
about it too. Yeah. That's our
one
name.
of the things that is I am very passionate about, which you guys probably don't know, is the fighting for to stop Alzheimer's. I volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association, and they have the purple color just like you do,
Yes.
Frank.
Yeah.
My dad passed from dementia, and one of my best friends, her parents really struggled through it, and different things. And I just think what we can do to stop things like that and cancer and things, we need to do it.
Yes.
And
You went a
hopefully,
little purple yourself there.
kinda, yeah.
Yeah, work that. Like
That
you
wasn't
mean it.
that wasn't planned. But
Yeah, you're welcome. I gave you that call.
thank you.
So you have integrated well in the community here, Susan.
Yeah, you have.
I love watching you navigate this space of
Well, thank you.
16, this is your 9th year
Yeah.
in Colorado. What would you tell our audience in the space of real estate and travel that's happening that's challenging for you right now?
Well, the last couple years, real estate had been very slow. People were kind of waiting to see what was going to happen. Luckily, it's gotten people, we're never going to go back. I don't say never, but
I would say never.
not in the anytime soon. Go back to the 2%.
Right,
It's just not
yeah.
going to happen.
No.
And I mean, we grew up. We paid 7, 8, 9%. When
the
we
norm.
owned homes
Yeah.
back in the
I
day.
paid 17% of my first home.
Yeah.
And that
Really?
wasn't because
Yeah.
of credit. That was just a normal
Right.
rate. Yeah.
It's gone up and down throughout the times, but that was just a blip. It was not the norm,
Yeah.
and I think it took a lot of people to realize that what we just said, that it
Yeah.
wasn't the norm, and we're not going to go back there. And okay, maybe they're finally tired of renting or living in their parents' basement or whatever, or trying to smush a whole family into a 3-bedroom with mom and dad both working from home and 3 kids, whatever. So people are starting to buy, which means people are starting to sell, and it's a great thing.
I see a lot of for sale signs
Yes.
these days.
Yeah. They're sticking more.
Right now, the average in Colorado Springs is 66 days on the market.
It used to be 66 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There for a little while, yeah. My daughter did buy her first home last year, I have to brag. As a then 23-year-old, she bought her first place. So I was very happy she could start the real estate ladder.
Did you sell it to her?
Of course. Well, I was her buyer's agent.
Yeah, mom got to make a little money off that too.
Yeah.
Come on now.
She got most of my commission
okay.
towards her down payments, but she was still able to get the home, and
Yes.
and she's already talking about investing, like using that one as a rental and buying a new one. She's
wow.
just kind of.
Well, that could have been an awkward conversation.
She's in Aurora,
Oh,
so
okay. Yeah, I got a kid in Aurora.
Yeah, I'm holding those conversations with my daughters in their 20s, and because Esther's in Dallas, and the rent is ridiculous. And
I
I'm like,
can imagine.
sweetheart, even if it's a 1-bedroom, just get
Yeah.
something, buy it.
right.
Yeah.
It's yours. You're not paying the landlord's
Yes,
mortgage.
Exactly.
And,
Yeah.
Right
I
on,
agree.
Susan. Indeed.
Suzanne.
I knew that. Just testing to see if you were listening.
Bitch, people say that like
All the
all
time.
growing up. That was one reason I actually named my kids both names that you couldn't change. Because I mean, I was actually it was my wedding years and years ago.
Yeah.
The DJ actually called me Susan, and I did not even hear it.
Oh, wow.
It offended my mother-in-law at the time, or my
Yeah.
my mom and I guess were so used to it.
Yeah.
But I figured I named them that. I want a name that they can't shorten, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, Suzanne, I got it.
You got it? Don't forget it, Frank.
That felt like a verbal slap
Yeah.
on the back of
No.
the head.
It's, like I said, I was so used to it,
Right,
but
right,
I didn't want them to kind of.
Frank,
you know.
if you call her by the wrong name, I've got some classes for you.
Yeah.
I've done a little martial art.
Hello, Marshall. Yeah, she got you. Yeah, so Eric LaLone.
Yes.
Yeah, just getting to really know you. I mean, vet and that, hadn't had a chance to have a one-on-one or anything, which I'm looking forward to that.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig down.
Okay.
Yeah.
That I can't do here. Well, I could, but I won't.
Yeah.
But I won't. So do you still own a studio?
Yes, so we operate out of it Empower Training Center, the
Where's that?
Platt and Murray. So right centrally located, right there next to Linda's Tailoring. You can see us from the Starbucks and the Dutch Brothers right there. So
Okay.
So yeah, we operate everything out of there. So we do the FearNOBully program out of there, as well as running regular martial arts classes, as well as some of the concealed carry stuff and everything along those lines. So.
And your bride works alongside you in that
She
space?
does.
Ah,
She does.
That's
So.
awesome. Yeah.
How long have you been married?
Jeez. We've been together
Oh my
since
God.
'95.
Oh, and this is on record.
30 years?
30?
Yeah.
Better bring some flowers home tonight.
Bill, I don't know.
Yeah, been together 30.
Yeah.
So you've been married, what, 8?
Yeah. No, we've been married. When did we get married?
Did you get married?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jeez, I paid for a wedding.
Somebody got married.
So.
So she's the mother of your children.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course she is.
Just asking.
Now you know what? You are correct. You don't always have. You can't
No,
always
you
assume.
can't assume
Right.
that.
No, you're
Not
absolutely
assume,
correct.
hon.
No, we got a full family there. So,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, I have a
So, yeah.
stepson. He's
Yeah,
40,
no.
he's 42 now.
and I've got a stepson as
Yeah.
well who's running a radio station out in Oregon. So
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I don't even consider him a stepson. He's just
Yeah.
I don't either. He was
Yeah.
18 months old when I married his mother, and he's 42 now, so he's my son.
Oh,
But
definitely.
he's totally white, so I have to say step for the sin. People going, what happened? I mean,
Man.
how did your son get so light?
It's in the milk.
I wasn't gonna
Let's
say
move
it.
on.
Sorry. I need to cool off for a second.
Randy, I hope
Frank.
you're not watching this. So,
I wonder if Randy's watched the show before.
well, when I was on the radio show,
Yeah.
he was on it. So I brought him on it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
gotta get them back.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, get my kids
They
back
need to
on.
come on our show.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys are, I mean, you were FearNOBully. Is that taking most of your time now? Or tell me, how do you identify and how do people know? This is the question I really want to ask.
Okay.
Even before that. Because I know we live in a society today, when you're teaching people step 5, do you get a lot of pushback from step 5?
They won't even let me in the schools.
Yeah.
I've tried to go to the schools, charter schools, everything. They do like little fairs. I'm like, yeah, I'm a FearNOBully, and yeah, I'd love to do a booth. I'll pay for it, all that stuff, you know. And they call me, and I've gotten this a couple times. Yeah. We researched you, and you know what? Your mission is not in line with our zero tolerance policy, so we're going to have to deny you entry into the space.
But they tolerate bullying, you know, which it doesn't seem right. They don't tie.
I know. It seems like an oxymoron. It really does.
Yeah.
And being in the Air Force, you know all about those. So
Yeah.
yeah, but government work, you know. And so, but no, it's the whole zero tolerance. You know what? It's a matter of what they tolerate. You know, not what the kids tolerate or the parents tolerate. So no, it's definitely one of those things that we have to bring them in there. So a lot of word of mouth that you were saying, bringing kids in and stuff like that, to know that, listen, you don't have to put up with this. Yeah. You really don't. Okay, you're out there. Nobody has the right to hurt you. And that's the first thing. And the first thing we do when I get a group of kids is we repeat that mantra. Nobody has the right to hurt me. Nobody has the right to hurt me. You know, you are worth standing up for.
Why are you so passionate about that message?
Because I see so many kids going on there. We were talking about the zero tolerance and stuff like that. You know, back in the 70s, you didn't see all the problems. I attribute it to two things. One, participation trophies for everyone. Okay, nobody knows what it's like to win or lose. Okay, everybody gets on there and everybody's a winner. Okay, so they don't have to deal with any loss. Okay, they don't have to acclimatize themselves to it. Hey, I lost, I have to get better. Okay, it's just you know what, we all won, so I'm good. You know, and the other thing is the zero tolerance. You know, if I fight back, I'm going to get in trouble just as much as the kid who was bullying me. You know, no, it shouldn't be that way.
No, it shouldn't. I mean,
if your kid fights back after they've gone through those steps, you know, and they get in trouble, go take them out for some ice cream on their suspension. You know, go take them to dinner. You know, that's I'm serious.
Well, it's
I know you are. That's why I'm laughing, man. I'm going.
Yeah, if they would fight back, then those bullies wouldn't keep doing it. I mean, myself in, I think it was 7th grade, had some little kid kept, you know, picking on me, like, you know, hit me and run and just being just names and whatever. One day I picked up my shoe, which or I went to kick him. Unfortunately, I had clogs on, so the shoe went flying. I didn't quite get to kick him, but he never messed with me again.
He knew what your intention was.
Yes, and you know, it was what
again,
it was.
you fought back and you didn't get bullied.
Yeah.
Which is my whole message.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
You know,
But your whole approach is countercultural.
it is.
It is.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah.
30 years ago, not so much.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been, you know, every father was in there talking to their kids about, hey, listen, you know what, throw punches. You know, you're old enough to remember, Frank, watching ABC Wide World of Sports on Sundays, watching boxing. My father and I used to watch it, and then in between, we'd do little slap boxing and stuff. And he's like, hey, you got to keep your hands up. Don't put your hands down. You're going to get hit.
My dad was such a trip that a guy bullied me once. He picked me up. We ran down, threw me in the car. He didn't physically throw me in the car.
I know what you're saying.
Threw me in the car, and it made me go with him to find this guy. It made me stand there until I punched him in the face.
Wow.
I bet he never messed with you again.
Well, because my dad was standing there. You know, if it had just been one, because he was much bigger than me, right? And et cetera. But yeah, that was the mantra that my parents lived by, especially my dad. You know, we're not going to do that. You're not going to mess with my kids.
You're absolutely correct. And look where you're at now.
Yeah.
You know what? It builds up that confidence, which includes going in through life. You know what? They get the confidence to do that. The confidence to ask for the next job, to go out there. You know what? Just so much better. You know, even you were talking about marriage. You know what? Building the confidence up to talk to young ladies. Yeah. All right, ask them for their hand in marriage. All that stuff. You know what? It's compounded. Frank had his choice, huh?
Just trying to build y'all's confidence.
Frank's like me with that luscious head of hair.
I'm almost there with you, brother. Reason I don't do like you guys is because you got a nice shaped noggin.
Yeah.
Right, so you can do ball with. Mine is all lumped and jacked up and stuff.
Frank, you're good.
I think I have a little bit of hair on it just to cover up.
I had to. My wife was pushing me to go skin tight for the longest time, and finally, on my 2021. Yeah, on my birthday, I bought one of those little electric razor things type thing because I looked in the mirror and I looked at the hair on my head. It looked like I had dropped a sucker on the carpet. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, that's looking bad. When you're at 7-Eleven and you're looking up at the thing, you're like, oh my gosh, that is bad. So.
Oh, man.
It is what it is.
Hey, if I could get away, if I had a head shaped like yours, I'd be bald right now. Your husband got a nice shaped look knocking, so he can do ball. He has to do ball.
Well, I buzz.
He only
his
has
hair.
on the sides.
No, I buzz every part. There's stuff coming out from everywhere.
No, really?
Yes. I'm his groomer.
I don't let Michelle touch this acorn. Go pay somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Suzanne, what are you excited about in 2025 and going forward? What flips your script?
Well, really excited. My son is finally found his way and is moving. He's kind of got plans in place through school and different things. So that's just from a mom's standpoint.
Yeah.
I guess I always kind of, I don't want to say live through them, but that's my number one. You're a mom from, before they're born till either they die or you die, unless, we'll just say, most people, that's the way it is. And I'm looking to buy a new house this year, which will be really nice. And
Where are you at?
I'm up near Monument right now.
You don't want to be up there?
It's a nice area. It's just a little small for me right now, and would like a little more land. So that's kind of.
You go out in Black Forest area or what?
Possibly. I mean, we've been looking kind of Peyton area because homes are a little cheaper in that area than in Colorado Springs general. So it just depends. But I feel like there's some good things on the horizon, and now with real estate picking up, I feel like also. Like last year, I did a lot of traveling, even though it was a very slow year financially.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to building up that savings that I depleted last year from, traveling, a bunch, and then so I can get some more. I really want a trip to Italy. I think that'll be next year. I've seen parts of it, but there's a lot of cities there that I have not. So, I did the big three, but I want to do, the Amalfi Coast. I want to do, up near Lake Como, different places like that, and really get the feel.
Do you go alone when you do these trips? Or?
No.
No.
Is it like a group?
Friends. Oh, yeah, you're not on Facebook anymore.
I'm not on Facebook.
Depends, friends.
Homeboy?
Brian goes with me a lot. Yes.
Frank's looking for a new trip.
Frank's
like, I like Italy.
I'll go with you.
No.
If you pay for it, you're welcome to come.
She does packages, group packages.
Yes.
Get your own cabin with Michelle. It'll be good.
Yeah.
Getting Michelle to go.
So more people I could get, then I can get mine potentially for free or get discounted. So that's a good thing too.
Exactly.
I want to stay in touch with that. 'Cause Lisa and I, we really dream of taking Be Encouraged with Frank and Lisa on the road. I mean, international.
Oh, cool.
International.
We really do. Yeah, and reaching countries because we have a message that resonates with humanity.
Definitely.
It's not American or any, it's human.
Yeah.
And we are going international on our Instagrams. We've already been in 14 different countries.
Oh,
which is
very
super
cool. I had
exciting.
no idea.
Yeah.
Just this year, yeah.
But we do see people flying us there to speak, workshops, all
Oh, very
things.
nice.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely have to hit you up when we're
Yes.
Yeah.
need to be doing our travel.
Frank and Lisa on the TED Talk, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't really want to do a TED.
Yeah, I don't want to do a TED
Yeah,
Talk.
they've lost. It's lost. Unless you get. My daughter's done 2 TED Talks.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, one has 6,000 people at it in Denver.
Oh, gosh.
That she went to, and she did one in New Jersey. Back then, because she did it when TED Talks were coming out, and it was really
cool.
to enhance your movement as a speaker and etc. Now people are doing TED Talks in front of 50 people.
It's diluted.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't carry
Okay.
the weight it used to. Yeah.
I'm behind then because I thought it was like the gold standard, but obviously
It
not
used
anymore.
to
It used to be.
But
Yeah.
now
Okay.
it's not really.
I could see you guys being even a speaker like at, I was just at a EXP conference in Cabo, and they bought the best of the best from around the world, and some of them were real estate, agents or realtors. Some of them were just either, motivational speakers,
Right.
different type. There was one guy talking about health, because, doesn't do good, to have all the money in the world if you can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
die at 53
Work
or
yourself
whatever.
into the ground.
right.
Your health is
You
nowhere.
leave your, family
Frank would go to
behind.
Cabo.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 2 of my kids were married destination weddings.
Oh, nice.
So we're in Cancun and what's the other place in Mexico?
Cozumel, Puerto
Cozumel.
Vallarta.
Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah.
Was the other one. So yeah, and I got to officiate the weddings.
Oh,
that's
cool.
Yeah. So they had to pay to bring me over. I'm the officiant.
Yeah. Well, your dad too.
Yes,
Exactly right.
double duty there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
neat.
Yeah, those were great things. Yeah, so man, you in a play, I just can't get over because you're pushing against the gold here, right?
I am.
Yeah, and you are. What's your dream of this space? If you could just tear away everything that could hold it back, what would be the end game for you?
That's an excellent question. I haven't even thought about it. You know what? It's kind of going in there on the daily, day-to-day stuff because, it's, like you were saying, it's never really going to go away. I don't know if we would ever end it. I guess the biggest thing is the success stories on each of the kids. You know what? The kids that go out there and even on my Facebook page, I've got a young girl that she is a 15-year-old now, but she was getting bullied in 2nd grade. And her big thing is she's my poster child. She's standing there like this as a 2nd grader, and she was able to fight back against bullies. And you think it's a big deal, but all she did was raise her voice at them. She was like, "Listen, leave me alone. I'm telling you, leave me alone," type thing. And they stopped. They stopped right then and there.
Good.
And she was able to go back there. So she's I've known her since she was a little preschooler, and then she came to me and said that she was getting bullied in 2nd grade. We went through that, and now she's an all-A student, getting in there, and it's phenomenal. So you asked what am I looking for on all that stuff? I'm looking for successful kids. I really am. I've got.
Do you want to
kids.
franchise this?
I was going to ask the same
eventually,
question.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought about it. I really haven't.
Growth.
Right now it's just one of those things that I'm looking to just, each individual child, each individual kid to go out there and have them be confident and make them as successful as possible. I really don't. I've got some
How
that
about
are
your
in real estate.
son? What is he wanting to do in life?
So my youngest son is getting ready for to test into nursing school. That's what he wants to be. He wants to be he wants to be an anesthesiologist nurse.
Nice.
And he's done the research, on their stuff. He goes, I could go be a doctor. He goes, but I could make just as much being a nurse. Without having to go through all this stuff. And be able to travel and all
4
that
years
stuff.
instead of 12 years. Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And all the debt that goes with it.
My oldest son is living his dream. He wants to be a professional fighter. So we've got that all set up there. My oldest son is running his own radio station. And I'm gonna say his name because you may have heard him. His name is Cliff Cage. He was on 98.9. He was on here down at 96.1 and all that stuff are down there with the Cumulus people down there, and the iHeartRadio.
We had a Cumulus on our show.
Yeah. So he's been so he's out there in Oregon now, out there at University of Oregon. So in Eugene, so he's running that whole station there. So no, these kids are doing great. Like I said, far better than I ever did. And you know what? That's the way I want it.
Yeah,
Every we all want our kids to be more successful than we are.
We do. We do.
So
yeah, and I'm so proud that I can say that. My kids kick my butt.
No, that's
It's
the thing that you want out of all of them.
It's not easy to raise humans.
No.
I mean, it's overrated having a cute little bundle of joy that you bring home, and then you gotta figure it out.
Yeah, it's the hardest, longest job that you were never taught how to do. Because even if you had amazing parents, things that maybe didn't happen in your life, they have to deal with, and you as the parent have to try to guide them or be there to support them. And
there is no manual for it.
There isn't.
Because every human's different.
All different.
They are.
Yeah.
Even your kids are different
All
from one
different.
another.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's nothing. My youngest daughter, and she doesn't mind me telling this story. She was a math addict for 6 years. I thought she was gonna die. I really did. I didn't think there was any way she was gonna work her way out of that. But thank God she has been clean now for 15 years.
Oh,
and
awesome.
the CEO of a large organization on
Who would have
top
thought
of
it?
it. Yeah, who knew?
Yeah.
I say, how do your big kids get to be so successful? And I go, I don't know.
He's like, I don't have a mansion.
No, but Frank, the biggest thing on that is that you know what? Your destination is not written in stone.
Yeah.
No.
It's really not.
Yeah.
You know what? You could be there and then drop off and then come right back.
Absolutely.
You know?
Well, because they're
Yeah.
little humans growing up too and trying to navigate what they want to be when they grow up. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. You know what I mean? We
Oh,
all
definitely.
change and we have
But you
different
got an
likings.
idea.
Oh yeah,
You
now
do.
I know.
Yeah, you're branded, girlfriend.
Yeah.
So you
No, but I always tell Frank I love it that my kids choose to FaceTime me, to call me.
Yeah, you
to
know
hang
how
out with
fortunate
me.
you are. that
Yeah.
that's the
Oh
case.
no, I
Yeah.
know. And you
The
know,
kids always FaceTime mom. I don't ever get FaceTime.
Me either.
I don't. But my wife gets FaceTimes all the time from people. Yeah, I talked to this one. I talked to that one.
you're
Yeah.
like,
call
what am
me.
I, chopped
Yeah.
liver?
Mine was my ex-wife. Is when my wife now has never had a kid. So yeah. So, but they FaceTime her all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, Adam. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
get it.
that something's going down.
Yeah.
Right then, Dad.
There's different reasons why
I get the FaceTime when I walk into the kitchen. Oh, say hi to your dad.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah. I do that to John all the time too.
Except for my youngest baby, she loves her dad. I mean, she's a daddy's girl.
Daddy's girl, huh?
Yeah. So she stays in touch with me, but the other two, unless something's going down, I don't hear from them.
Yeah.
So,
Well, mine are great about staying in touch. Of
course, your mom.
But they call me. We don't FaceTime. I think they know that mom's kind of technically challenged. So, but it would be nice to see, especially my son living in Florida, to see his face more often.
Yes.
But my daughter, I'm fortunate to see her in person every couple weeks, which is really nice.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
great.
Yeah. Because, this parenting thing is a trip.
It's not easy.
It is a trip. And then if you make it personal, the things that they go through, and you take on that, then what you do, you create a space where you're not available to them. Because you're using your energy to fight off the guilt and the shame and all of these other things and etc. So that's what I had to learn, to let go of that. I own the places that I needed to own, that in their direction, but I don't camp there.
Yeah, and that's wisdom.
That is wisdom.
And the biggest thing for parents, is creating opportunities and fixing problems.
Yes.
Exactly.
You can't fix them all, but
You do the best
give them
you
the
can.
guidance.
Yeah.
Well, and we don't know how long we're going to be here on Earth, right? I mean, tomorrow's not promised for any of us.
I'll be here till
No,
120.
my mom passed
No, you won't.
when she was 53. So I mean, she wasn't here when I had kids.
I wouldn't.
Yeah.
She
How did she pass?
She'd had some, was born with a hole in her heart, and it just took complications on the rest of her body. So it was basically labeled system failure.
Oh, goodness.
But
Know your mom?
yeah.
How old was she?
She was only 53 when she passed, which is, hard to think about. I'm older than, she
And you were
was
what,
at
in your
the
20s?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
My wife's mom was 47.
Wow.
She was only 11 years old.
That's crazy.
So
I mean, and you see it a lot of times. People are, on Facebook, people are passing all the time nowadays. I mean, it's crazy. So you're right. You never know
You never
how
know.
long you're going to have. I mean, she wasn't supposed to even make it out of, graduate from high school, but she did. She got to travel a lot. She had 2 kids, and I'm thankful to be one of them.
Yes, exactly.
That's
That's so special, though.
That is special. You're special.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
With her
you know
sparkling
it.
blue eyes.
I know.
I love her eyes.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I can't control
Can't
them.
stop it.
I can cry and then they'll get red, but that's about.
Yeah, here we have Eric LaLone here. He is FearNOBully and Suzanne Hogan, Realtor and travel agent extraordinaire.
Yes.
Thank you.
With us as well. So, Lisa, tell them.
All right. So I'm going to start with you since you were the first to say yes to come on the show. So you're
Okay.
officially the panel host. So
What does that mean?
You're about to find out.
Okay.
So as you know, our whole mission is to infuse hope and encouragement to the
Right.
world. So I want you to look at that camera and encourage the world, and then let them know how to reach you.
Okay.
You're next, so get ready.
I kind of figured. I'd be upset if I wasn't.
Down?
Yeah.
I'm going to steal this one actually from Frank. I loved his thing, his encouragement a couple weeks ago at VetNet. It was about you don't have to be perfect. And that actually pushed me to volunteer for your show because I am one of those, I'm afraid to be in front of camera and everything else, and you try to do it till it's perfect. Well, I've realized finally that nobody's perfect. I'm not going to be perfect.
Amen.
And hopefully you like me the way I am. I'm, great at getting your home sold and helping you get a new one. I do fight for whether it be my clients, my kids, myself. So I am Suzanne. I'm the realtor fighting for you in our community. You can reach me at SuzanneHogan.exprealty.com. I'm sorry, Suzanne, actually, I'll give you another one. It's SuzanneHogan.realestate@gmail.com. And my phone number is 352-978-9944. And I can help you anywhere literally internationally. So I would love to be that one to help you with your real estate questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Well done. All right, Eric, your turn. Encourage the world.
Eric LaLone, FearNOBully. Nobody has the right to hurt you. Okay? Take those 5 steps. We're right here. Okay? We're going down. Use your mind. Use your feet. Use your words. Ask for help, and it's go time. Okay? If everybody fought back against bullying, there would be none. And you can reach me at FearNOBully.org. We are self-funded. We don't take any private grant money, government grant money, anything. As you said, we're outside the norm, so they won't give it to us anyways. Yeah, right. Okay? We've got May the 4th is Sunday. Hey, we've got I can't technically call it this because Disney will sue me. Okay, so it is not Star Wars Day. It is Space Samurai Day. We'll do it that. We've got a battle saber tournament. Again, these are not Jedi, not lightsabers, but battle sabers. And we are doing this so you guys can help fund our mission and stuff, get your kids in there. And hey, biggest good and evil is good guys and bad guys using the force.
That's
we could use
right.
that. So,
very cool.
all right. So we've got that coming up. FearNOBully.org or FearNOBully.com. I've got them both. It'll direct to the same thing, and you guys can get registered for that. Sunday, May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Awesome. Thank you. Be sure to put that in comments on our show.
Absolutely.
So that everyone can reach. And if you have anything coming up too,
Thank
any
you.
events or whatever, put that in comments.
Okay.
Please.
Indeed.
Awesome. All right, so in closing, before we wrap up, let's spotlight our sponsors once more. Westco Insurance, Miss Karen Butcher loves to help people save and get the best service ever.
She's my insurance agent.
Mine too.
All four of us.
She's amazing, I'm just saying.
And I went around for quotes, so
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
and she provides the service.
She works so hard for you. So yes, you can go to our website at beencouraged.net to reach her, and also Planet Duct. Mr. Brandon Kirk and his team offer astronomical air duct cleaning with the most powerful vacuum trucks in Colorado. Stronger than the vacuum of space.
Yes, they are. Yes. Hey, visit us at beencouraged.net to become a sponsor and get your business name out there to our growing audience. Our platinum sponsor has seen an aggressive 900% growth in their business in just 7 months. Like and follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn to join our journey to extend open encouragement and help people realize their potential through networking, collaboration, and community involvement. And remember, if you want to join us internationally, go to our website, select international via Instagram, and you can join us live from anywhere in the world.
That's awesome.
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Yes.
Yeah, so we just had another great time.
Yes, we did.
Because you rock.
Yes, you do too. So.
Yeah, our semi-sick host here today.
Yeah,
she
I have
just
a sinus
Sinus
infection.
infection, sucked it up and came in anyway.
I never miss my Mondays if I can help it.
She
Forgive me
knew.
if I don't high five you.
Oh no, you don't have to hide. I wash my hands all the time. Okay. Yes.
She knew I couldn't do this without her,
Yeah.
so thank you for weathering and being
Absolutely.
here. The Be Encouraged Show with Frank and Lisa every Monday. We are so glad to present this to our community to get a chance to infuse hope and encouragement. Go to Amazon.com, pick up one of my 3 books that are
I was
available
just gonna
for
say
you
that.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got 3 books, guys, on are you authors yet?
I did write a book on trying to sell your home while going through a divorce. I figured I may as well,
I love it.
may as well use the things that I
Experience.
learned and
Oh my
experienced
Put that in
with somebody
comments.
else.
There you
And,
go. Is it, did you go to Amazon to find it?
No, I've got some free copies if anybody's going through a situation like that.
I'll reach out to
Wonderful.
Susan and get a couple
Suzanne,
of
yes.
I don't know why I have a hard time
His
with
verbal
Suzanne.
whiplashing
Yeah.
earlier today.
Yeah.
I did it on your show. So
Or no, it's 4 before the, yeah.
There were no Suzannes in the hood. They were all Susans.
Oh
That
my
makes
To be encouraged. So thank you guys for being with us.
Yes.
We will see you next week with a much healthier her.
Yes.
And